Alright, so you can't do anything until this whole village overcomes their shyness. So you need to find a book on that subject. As there is only one library in the entirety of the world of Earthbound, that's pretty much where you need to start. So you go back to Nessa's hometown, and you find out the library does not have the book you need. So this seems pretty pointless, but of course it's just the game making you wander about until telling you that the Apple Kid actually has this book. And of course, he's not gonna be in his house because we can't have anything be that easy. No. You're going to need to save him because he's been abducted. He is in the living rock of Stonehenge. Sadly, the game doesn't make any Spinal Tap references at this point. Now, Stonehenge is actually a pretty difficult dungeon at this point in the game. The enemies are definitely taking a step up from the last few places you've been. This is also the home of the only enemy that drops a weapon for Prince Pooh. The Golden Starmen Supers, and it's one of the few items in this game that only has a 1 in 128 drop chance. So if you're inclined to get the Sword of Kings for the Prince, one of two things is going to happen. Fortune smiles upon you, and you get it after only a small number of fights. It's not impossible. In my various playthroughs of this game, I've had that actually happen. However, what's far more likely to happen is you're going to grind and grind and grind on Starmen and Starmen Supers. You are going to level up to an insane degree, so much so that the rest of the game will pose absolutely no challenge to your now super-leveled characters, and after many hours you will ultimately get your Sword of Kings, which, because of your extreme leveling, will now be completely meaningless. And in reality, this isn't the only item in the game that's like this. It's just the one that stands out the most to me because it's literally the only weapon for Prince Pooh. Which, again, it kinda seems like they should have weapons for him in his own homeland. But anyway, I mention getting the Sword of Kings here because if you beat the boss of this area, you can no longer get it because all of the enemies are gone. And the boss of this area is just a very fancy-looking Starman. And once you defeat him, you actually save a bunch of people here. But the only one you care about is the Apple Kid, because he has what you need. And now, one copy of this book will miraculously be enough to cure everyone in the village of shyness, and we can finally progress. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.